Hello everybody and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael and today we are looking at an absolutely beautiful park that was created on the PS4 and it is called Victory Legend Park and it is created by XX Yerg XX. And so as you can see just how beautiful this park is, and by the way another YouTuber on PlayStation created a park spotlight of this park, and so I watched to make sure I was pronouncing the name correctly because I want to make sure and do your justice with this park and everything. And it's just such a beautiful park, how it's laid out. You see all the flowers. You see all the trees and foliage and stuff, just kind of outlining the park. And he's also got this little entryway right here. So this is how we're going to enter the park.
So as we see, we've got a welcome sign on this little roadway. Looks super nice. Now, one thing I would suggest here is, which I know the terrain paint tool is not perfect. Like, why in the world do we not have a terrain paint tool that can paint in straight lines? But instead of using up some of the meter of pathing, because pathing drains the meter, you could just use the terrain paint tool here to paint the tarmac. But it looks really nice. Love the fencing that you have going along and the road signs. Looks really cool. Nice little parking lot here. Super nice. And it says park created by Jorg. Open at 9 a.m. to 20 and closes at 9 p.m. I'm so used to in America where we don't go past 12. We start over at 1 again. So I had to think to myself for a second, 21 p.m. What is that? But yeah, let's go get started. So look at this ticketing booth, really nice. Love the building styles. And so I believe in this park there are 3 themed areas. And so we'll see each theme, but this is where, or is it right here? I think it's right here is where the players actually spawn in it. And I really like what you did here because, you know, it's not really realistic for a theme park with how the game sets it up, right? Where the players just spawn. But by covering this up, yes, players are going to kind of walk right through that wall, but you kind of hide the not so realistic look of that big massive hole that they're just coming out of, right? And so right away you look at this entrance, really well done. I love this fencing that I believe came with the oh gosh, what was it? One of the expansion packs. I can't remember which one, but it's really nice. Love the signs and letters. I do wish they gave us different letters in the game that weren't just these ones that light up. Really nice. This foliage is awesome. You're keeping your building style consistent here in the entrance, so I like it. Really nice. Yeah, I love all this foliage here and flowers. So it looks like we're going into China Legends. And yeah, you know, maybe the only thing here is to have a little bit, like next time, have a little bit wider paths in areas that you think will be heavily traveled with foot traffic. Just because you can see people are kind of getting stuck there. But my goodness, is this awesome and beautiful in here. Love the dragon right there. I'm really bad with theming, and I think some of it is because I don't want to mess up a theme or something, especially if I'm theming in an area of the world that I'm not from. Victory Legend Park. So this staff building looks like somewhere in there. But this is really nice little food court. Love how you did the benches and the walkways. And this is cool too, how you have a little viewing platform with benches where you can sit down and just watch the Gerstlauer coaster. Really, really nice view. Absolutely love that. Love that. That's really cool. So let's go back out this way. Yeah, I think one thing that I'm trying to do a better job of too is I'm trying to have wider paths on areas that I know, or I'm trying to have like the forethought of like, okay, where do I think which areas do I think will be crowded, right? And have those have larger paths. But this is really nice, really well done. I love the signs. Really love the signs that you're putting in the park. So much detail. And one thing I love too here is you really can't see that much of the park. So like it's kind of this, you know, we just entered the park. So there's kind of this, also I love this, how you've got these hazard strips where the train's at. Really nice. Okay, so that's another way to enter. So you've just got kind of there. We have no idea where we're going, right? Like it's just kind of following the paths, and you everything that you see in the park from here on out is kind of a surprise. So it looks like this is the first coaster called Red Dragon. And as we see here, really well done, really well themed. you know, one thing I noticed, and I'll talk about this at the end for anybody who wants to stick around, but one thing I noticed is how a lot of your stations are really long, because you're wanting to use 2 trains. And so for anybody who wants a little quick tutorial on how you can set it up where that's not the case, I'll go through that. But right away, let's look at this ride right here. Let's sit at one of the oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's go one of the middle seats here. So really good stats. While this is going up the chain, let's look at the details and the results. So it's 800 meters, so you know, about average length. Max speed 62, biggest drop 36. Good vertical G-forces is right kind of at the area where it can be a little too high, but really good stats. So let's enjoy the ride. There we go. That was really good. You know, I think there's one area where maybe the turn was maybe a little bit too quick. I think it might have been this area in here, this kind of little helix type. But I love how you just kind of kept it confined to this area, and I love this first turn. You know, honestly, I really love this coaster track, the Invincible track. Maybe that's because I grew up like riding rides like Millennium Force and stuff like that. But I just love how smooth you can make the turns and different stuff. So really cool. Love how you've got the walkway for the employees to kind of get up there to the brake section. So really love that. And then obviously the theming with the rocks. That's really impressive. That definitely takes some time. So really good job. And guys, sometimes for me, I don't know why it does this. Some of the rocks just don't really properly show up their texture. Maybe that's because like once you kind of get to a certain point, since I've got an older PS4, maybe it struggles to do certain things. I don't know. So sorry about that if that's the case. So like these alpine rocks show up fine, but those deciduous rocks didn't. So I don't know what's the issue on that. But once again, I love how you have the train that just really interacts with the park so well. At the end, we won't ride the train necessarily, but we might walk on the train tracks a little bit and kind of see what that looks like. So really nice. Just love your theming here. You definitely took some time on this park. So now we're in Vikings Village. Okay. And right away we can tell we're in a different area, which is really nice. One thing I want to look at real quick. Yeah, so is that did you place that down? Okay, so, or I guess I automatically placed it down. I like when there's little barriers on the paths that are almost kind of like letting you know, hey, we're stepping over from one path to another. And it looks like, yeah, I like that. So you place down building pieces on the top of this to kind of hide and make the area look really nice. That looks good. Really likes this seating area. Alright, so we got a nice little wooden roller coaster here. So let's find the entrance. I mean, you just have so many bushes and stuff that looks so nice. Like, this looks like a real theme park in that if you actually look at, because I've done some stuff looking at like Google Earth and different things, trying to kind of envision what theme parks look like, and there's really not many areas that aren't covered in trees, right? So you do a very good job of that. And this station is really cool. Oh, I love that little baggage area that you have. Oh, sorry. Really nice. Really cool little storage rack. Okay, so it looks like we got an Assassin's Creed reference here. Valhalla. Love it. Still haven't played that game yet. I did get it. I just know that whenever I do start playing it, I'm going to be playing it for hours on end. So, let's see this. Alright, let's enjoy Valhalla. There we go. Really fun, smaller coaster. I love the rock work here and terrain work. I mean, this is the definition of a terrain coaster, right? Really cool. Love this extra building here. And I mean, just the view of the park is just awesome. Really well done. And that's one thing that's just so cool to me about this game is everybody's got their own ideas. Everybody's got their own, kind of areas of expertise, and everybody's park just can look so different, but that doesn't mean that one park's greater than the other, right? It's just so unique to the person, and everybody's got a different vision, which is really cool. Once again, love the train. Kind of love what you've done with this area. It looks really cool. So we've got a drop tower here, it looks like. So that's really nice. Love how the building is part of the queue. Looks like it might be staff building or something. So now, which way to go? Looks like there's a ride right here, so let's go to the right. And hopefully that's to this coaster. Oh yeah, I love how we kind of get this theming, and it's almost like a mechanical. You got like a little mechanical type building. Really cool. I guess that's fast pass. Oops, that's another thing I gotta work on doing is fast passes. I keep telling myself I'm gonna do that in my next park, and I forget. And I love how you continued the theme of the storage. You just changed the color of the bin. Really like that. Blue Thunder. Alright, so let's look at the stats. Really good numbers. Quick, so 700 meters. Okay, so it's very similar to Red Dragon in terms of the stats of it. Alright, I love this here at the end where you kind of come back into the building. Really cool. Love the exposed pipes up there. Really, really well themed. You got the chains over there. You got kind of like the boilers. Really cool. Love it. Yeah, really well done. I mean, I think the layout here again is really good. A couple areas could smooth a little bit, but I think smoothing is the toughest thing to do in this game, especially on these turns. I struggle with it too on some of these first turns, getting it smooth. But then I remember in real life, you ride some roller coasters that when they kind of turn with their initial hill, they're not the most smooth either. So this is amazing right here, though. Kind of going under this tunnel. You do such a good job with the design of the coaster to go around just so much terrain. So really good job. So let's go back this way, as I don't want to miss anything. So once again, we have the train track interacting. Okay, in Victory Legend Park. So we've got a shopping mall. This is cool. So let's see. We'll go down the left, then come back on the right side. Yeah, so you really utilized this from the Vintage Pack, I believe. One of those DLCs, these different shop buildings. Really like it. You've got different stuff on display here. Really cool. And I like how you have the actual shops. Really nice. This water here in the middle and walkway is really cool. I like how you have a walkway over the middle. Really cool. It's a bummer sometimes because it's like you want to get the water further up than it is, but sometimes it just doesn't. It's just kind of hard to get that part of it perfect, right? Yeah, I just love the style that you did here. I like that because it's almost like this. There's not a shop there yet. It's for sale. And you've got some entertainers. So it looks like we can go that way, but we'll go that way in a second. So again, love this map that you have. Or the signs. You got a little store with some stuff that you can for sale in there. Love it. Okay, I like this. You got the bathroom. You got another bathroom. And then the only thing I might suggest is maybe pushing this back a little bit, just because if you do have a lot of people starting to line up, people aren't going to be able to walk through. But then you've got a nice little seating area. Oh, that's nice. You know, and then maybe having a door here for them to leave from the seating area instead of having to walk back to the front. Really nice. Love this Street Fox coffee area. Really, really good. Alright, so that was the shopping mall. I think you did a really good job of utilizing what the game has provided. Okay, this is really well. Sorry, I'm trying to. There we go. Really nice. You can just see all the trees in the background. Doesn't allow you to see beyond the park's borders, which is nice. So I believe we've got 2 more coasters to ride. So now I think we are in. So there's Viking Village. We just left. Yeah, another good visual here of the coaster. Really nice. So let's go this way. Victory, England. Okay, so I like how you have this elevation change right here. That's one thing I feel like that's pretty tough to do in this game, is have natural elevation changes. I like how you've outlined it with the fencing. Looks really nice. So let's go on this. This area. This area is really cool. I think you did a really good job with this. You took I forget the style of building this is called. Bavarian style building, which I do like that. It kind of almost looks like a Tudor building a little bit. Really, really well done. You got a little ATM, and everybody's trying to get more money. Alright, there we go. Yeah, and I like how once again you place down a ceiling tile to kind of make the entire area look the same. You know, maybe the only thing I would do is if you take the curbs, you know, the curbs that you can place down. Like I think you have one right there. Is that it? Or is that just the curve with the pathing? Let me see. Oh, yeah, that's just the curve with the pathing. Never mind. But if you take the curbs, you can lay it down here, and it kind of distinguishes that, hey, you're walking into kind of another area. Really like it. Alright, so let's go on another ride. So once again, the theming here is really cool. You know, honestly, I've started trying to keep my queue lines a little bit shorter, though. Oh, that's cool. Just because the pass in this game just eat at your meter. I mean, it is insane. So let's go this way. This is a really long queue. I have a feeling this might be a good one to ride at night. And then we can look at the park at night. Oh yeah, really lit up. I like how you enclose the operator's booth. Oh, is it broken down? What? Okay, we'll have to come back to it. So while I've got it on nighttime, let's zoom out and look at the park at night. Yeah, really well lit. Alright, so there's the other coaster we need to go see. So this coaster we're about to get on must go up in this tower. Yeah, really good job. And you've got the different lighting for different areas. Like this, you got some red lighting, you've got some blue lighting. Really well done. A lot of lighting there at the entrance. So let's go back down here. Let's turn this back on to daytime. I like doing 12 o'clock, so I feel like the sun's in its most neutral position then. You're not getting shadows one way or another. Once again, you got elevation change, which is nice. Love this building here for the coaster. I like the ivy on the walls. That's a nice touch. Oh, this is cool how you're kind of overlooking the station. I kind of want to do that with some queue sometime where it kind of walks over the station or does something cool. Yeah, so longer station again. Once again, I love the... let me pause that so we can get on that ride. I love these storage lockers there. It's another wooden coaster. Well, it's a wooden coaster, but it looks like we're using the Steel Vengeance, or not Steel Vengeance, one of those Malice Unchained or Steel Vengeance cars. Real quick stats. Pretty similar to the other rides in height and distance and speed. Just enjoy the ride. Oh no, sorry for the lag, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. Alright, well, I really apologize about that lag there. Like I said, I'm playing on a 9-year-old PlayStation 4, so hey, it still holds up pretty well though, for the most part. This is my favorite ride so far. I love this first hill right here. You don't see too many like this, I feel like, where it's not necessarily meant to be just kind of this massive airtime hill, but it's kind of like you gradually come back down, and then you go under the path there, come up here, and I think it was this part. Was it? Let me see. Yeah, where you kind of trying to. Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to see, but you go kind of up in a helix and then come back around. Really cool ride, really well done. Now we just have that one more coaster to ride, but one thing, let me see if I don't know if I can really do it on this one. Yeah, it kind of turns in the station there at the end a little bit. So let's go back and see if this coaster is still broken down. Okay, it's open. So let's go ahead and ride the coaster. Let's turn it to nighttime because since it starts out inside, I'm guessing nighttime would be a good time to ride this ride. Alright, so that was an awesome ride. Love the theming. I think as a coaster, this wooden one's still my favorite. But if you include the kind of theming with it, this one. I mean, I love the how when you start the ride, you go through here, and then you go up. And this reminds me of, I've seen a video of it. I can't remember if it's in Holland or Germany, but it's like the largest Gerstlauer coaster in the world. Has this massive drop in this 200-foot tower where it's pitch dark, and it already freaks me out enough. Like I like the coasters, but even going up 100 feet straight up like that, it just feels weird. It almost feels like you're kind of falling back. I couldn't imagine doing that in pitch dark, 200 plus feet. But yeah, that's really well done. So you know, kind of here, nice overview look of the park. Now, you used a lot of space in this mapping. This is a pretty big map, so you used a good amount of space, and you really kind of there's not really any space that's unused in terms of within your park limits. Now, one thing I did want to show you real quick, and you know this is just kind of a quick little tutorial thing. So block sections I learned about. I mean, you know, if you played the older Roller Coaster Tycoons and different stuff, or understand roller coasters, I mean, probably understand them. But it's about just making sure that you create a way to have multiple cars on the track at one time to where it's safe. So one thing I need to do real quick, since we exceed the build limit, let me actually just delete a coaster so I can show an example here. Alright, so this coaster's already got a block section. So you've got one block section built in right here. The key though is you need to have two block sections within the ride, and they can't be back-to-back pieces. So, because one thing I mentioned here, you know, the longer stations, and you might like having a longer station. I personally like to have the normal size because I don't like to have to try to figure out how do I want to theme it, how do I want to make my building potentially longer, that kind of thing. So all that you would need to do on this ride is, I gotta close the coaster down. Let's close it down, and let's edit it. Oh, sorry. Alright, so all that you need to do is, like let's say this piece of track right here. I'm going to turn that one into, instead of a friction brake, I'm going to have it be a block section. And then this one I'm going to turn into drive tires, because the drive tires will help make sure it gets back into the station. And so then you've got your brakes right there and stuff. So now, actually, you know what, let me change that around. Let me do this one as the block section, because I want to make sure, because the key is when you choose block section for your trains, you want to make sure that the train that's on the block section can get to the station without having to, you know, once it kind of moves from that block section. So those are drive tires already. Yeah, let's turn these to, that should work. So now all that you need to do, so we're done editing that. Let me click back on the ride. So you go over here to this portion of it, and the ride operations are on standard. Turn it to block section, and now we can have two trains. So this train shows up here, so now you don't have to worry about having the longer station, right? So in theory, this right here could be part of your block sections and so forth. So then now if we test the ride, you see how this car is going to move. We just got to make sure it can get back to the station by itself, and it can. So then now this car goes up the chain, and then the other one will go up the chain instantly, and it can't go down the chain though until the next coaster has at least reached this block section right here. So that's why sometimes if your block sections aren't spread out perfectly, your coaster might wait at the top of the chain. Normally that won't happen though if you actually have people getting on the ride, because it takes longer for the train to load up. Let's see, yeah. So you see how this is working now. So you've got that coaster going, and then the other one comes out of the station, right? So, you know, that's just a quick tutorial on how you can utilize the block sections to have multiple coasters on the same track. You know, I just think it's, to me personally, that's just how I look at approaching stuff. You know, everybody's different, and this is in no means trying to criticize anything or anything like that, because what you've done with this park is amazing. I just kind of wanted to hopefully give a little hint there. And as I said before, this is a great park, so make sure to go check out all his work on the workshop. I put the details below of his handle for the Frontier Workshop, so make sure to go look and subscribe to all his content. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.